Hi, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Puzzle. Today we will have a look at this puzzle here, which is the Devil's Cube puzzle. The Devil's Cube is made from wood, which is painted in red and black, and contains overall 33 parts. And the task is to take all of these parts apart, which is quite easy, but to reassemble them also again to the same cube as you see it right here. And this is quite more challenging. You will see later why. Maybe some information also to the manufacturer or where I bought it. I got this one from puzzlemax.com. It is a website of a Chinese puzzle store located in Hong Kong, China. So you can only order the parts, only order puzzles, but they have no physical shop available. Anyway, you get these parts for a very reasonable price, even if you are not shipping to China. So means when you order puzzles for a value bigger than $30 US dollars, you get or you get free shipping globally, which is really remarkable. And this one, for example, here costs about $6. And it's made from good quality. It's not smelling after paint or anything. It's really a quality. Let's say a very good price performance ratio. What they offer. Okay, now let's have a closer look to this puzzle. I'm gonna show you now how to disassemble it and how to reassemble it after the spoiler break. Okay, so let's start with the disassembly of this puzzle. First, we press here these three cubes in the middle position, and one is loose and we can push it out. I will just zoom out a little bit because we will need the space later to since I need to show you all the parts in one frame. Okay, after we push this one out, we will be able to continue taking out the black parts that have been around this red center part. And we will do it by pushing them together. And the more parts you shifting them to the middle and taking them out. The more parts we will disassemble, the more unstable the complete structure gets. As you can see already now, it's getting already very, let's say, unstable, and some parts come off by alone. And when I did this the first time, actually I thought I would, or I was focused to remember the steps, how I did it, how I did the disassembly, and how it was built inside. But as soon as I take out the middle parts, the black ones, and also the red ones, you will notice it getting too unstable to keep it in your hands, and all parts will just fall apart. And this makes it, of course, very difficult to understand when you do it the first time how it is done. So when I have now all the parts outside and just release it a little bit, you will see all the parts will come apart. And now I was really in trouble because I had no idea how it have to be assembled again. So the first approach we do now is we're gonna sort these parts. So we will sort them after the geometry. Same geometry we will put in small groups to get an overview what we have here. And this is what I'm gonna do now. Okay, here we go. So I separate, or I just organize these parts now in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 groups. This part we already know will be assembled in the very last step, since we took it out in the very beginning. No other parts could be taken apart before this one was disassembled. So this one is already out. These two groups here, we know that we disassembled these at the very beginning. So these one were the 4 parts we disassembled first, and these were the other 4 parts we disassembled afterwards. So we need them. We can also keep them until the very end. So now we have only 7 groups left, and we will now try, or when I did it the first time, I tried to build, let's say, 1 layer first to understand how these parts come together, and it came out that this was actually exactly the right way how you should do it, because then you can do it layer by layer. You can build this layer by layer, and you can also remember the steps very easy. So I will show you now how I did it in the, let's say, when I did it the first time, or what you need to do. One side here of these is chamfered, and we already saw on the assembled part that these chamfers are placed in the corners. So what we will do is we take one of these and one of these, this group and this group, and put them together same as they have been looking when the part was assembled. They were orientated like this, and this is what we do now. And then we take another part of this one and of this one, and then we already have this, or we have this kind of a squared shape in here in the middle, while we have on the outer side the corners all the same orientation in each corner of the puzzle. So we place them like this, and we know, since the pattern was red, black, we know now there can be only actually one of these parts inside the gaps. So we will take one of these parts, put it in here, and we will take one of the same group and put it on the opposite side. And then we take one of these, put it in this gap, and another one of this group and put it in this gap, that we get this pattern here in the middle. That's very important. Then we continue with the black parts, since we now we know that now we need to place here and here some black parts because of the pattern, red, black, red, black. They are all the same, and we have only this group here, so we know we could use them like this. And now we take, before we add these 2 parts, we take the red ones and place them on top of the small black ones. This one, then we flip them around and place them also on top of the small black ones before we add here these 2 pieces. And as you can see there is a systematic methodology, layer by layer, that we still keep here inside the same structure. This is necessary to be able in the end to assemble these 2 groups. Now we continue with the next layer. So same as in the beginning. Take these 2 parts. Black one, small black one, over here. Over here. Flip it around, put it here. Put it here. And then assemble this one from the top and this one from the top. So we have we have now the complete body done. As you can see here, still the same shape, going from the top layer until the bottom layer. Now we continue assembling these parts, and to do not mess it up, when I lift it now to let's say, since as you can see the layers are one by one, If I now try to lift it somehow, the parts will fall apart, as you have seen during the disassembly. I just zoom in a bit to make it more clear. So I will grab the parts here now, because when I press here from this side and from this side, the parts will, due to the friction, the parts will stay together. This is a very important point to be able to disassemble now the red ones. I will continue now with the red ones, and they have to be placed in the corners. So I will put it in, and then I will shift it into the into the corners, piece by piece. Need to align the layers, that's also very important. And now it's in the corner. The next one, put it through, shift it in the corner. Next one. And as you see, they are very loose. Next one, put it through. And the more parts are inside, the more difficult it gets to get them in, but not pushing any other parts out. Okay, in. Next one, last one of the reds, last but not least. Cannot get it in. Just need to double check here because I pushed one part out on the bottom side. You cannot see it right now. Let's just try it again. No, too less space. And here we go. This one I will try to get over here. Okay. So now we got it. But now I have a problem. I pushed out one part here on the bottom side, which you can see here. So I need to get it back in again. This seems to be difficult. Okay. Got it now. So it's very, as you can see, it's very sensitive to each move you do. The shape will change every time. Okay. I think now we are ready to continue with the black ones. For the black ones, put them also inside to the middle. One part came off from the lower layer. Put it back in. Increase the pressure here from the corners that it will not come out again. And then I will shift it here. I will try to shift it between these two red parts. Okay, got it. First one in. Second one, I will go over here with it. Okay. Third one over here. And now only one left. But this one is kind of... no, it works. Okay. Now we got all four back in. And the very last one, the red solid one, in from the top. And we are back in the initial state. So, as you have seen, well, from my point of view, it's quite of a nice puzzle. Yeah, it is challenging, especially when you do it the first time, until you understand how it is done. When you understand this, it's pretty easy to do. But nevertheless, I think it's a nice puzzle. Regarding the difficulty, I would give it, let's say, from 1 to 5, I would give it maybe a 3. And so it can be challenging, especially if you do it the first time. But then it is easy to repeat as soon as you understand how it works. So I hope you liked this video. If you have any comments, threats, complaints, or anything else, let me know in the comments. I would appreciate if you subscribe my channel or like this video. And yeah, see you in the next video. Keep on puzzling.